Well, it's that time. Merry Christmas from KJ4Ys. Yeah, here's an interesting video for you. I want you to check something out. This is, if you're not aware of Shortwave, maybe I'll do something. Listen to that voice.
Ham Radio Concepts.
Sunday night, I always loved when the traditional rocker take a traditional Christmas song and put their spin on it. And this is one of those cases. This is Bob's figure.
That voice sounds awful familiar, doesn't it?
You're watching Ham Radio Concepts.
Christmas and a Happy New Year from all of us at WTWE. We transmit worldwide.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
That's an amazing combination of Natalie Cole along with Andrea Bocelli, who was my mother's favorite artist, as a matter of fact. And that, of course, is the Christmas story, the Christmas song for you here at WTWW. We're doing something really fun this year, and that's that we have a little automatic answering machine that is taking your calls. And the number is 833-390-5085. And if you'll call up and tell us who you are and send your greetings to the 7 continents around the world, from your family to the families that are listening, we'll be happy to put it on the air between now and Christmas. We're going to play lots of them tonight. Maybe some of these folks you'll recognize. Some of them are ham radio operators, some are not. But whomever you are and wherever you are, we would love to have you join us so that we can send out your message to the world. It's not our message, it's the message that you're sending to the rest of the world. Number, once again, is 833-390-5085. Year. And that's why so many of our holiday songs are filled with soul. Here's an example. This is Martina McBride, 5085. Bride, 5085. In 2002, this gal won the American Idol. She's from Fort Worth, Texas. WTWW, Kelly Clarkson.
Fine as he could be, and he laugh and play just the same as you and me.
Fantastic Sinatra at WTWW. I don't know about you, but back when I was a kid, in fact, I was born with 2 left feet. I think my mom and dad realized that if I was ever going to be in a relationship, I should probably learn to dance. And so they sent me off to Mrs. Park's ballroom dance class. And frankly, I was kind of the wallflower. I didn't dance much. I really didn't get it. The girls avoided me like the plague, and I don't really blame them for that. But anyway, there was one dance that I learned that I actually liked, and I can do that dance to this day. So if you would, please, stand up, because we're going to do a dance to the waltz here with Karen Carpenter.
So what are we listening to? Well, this is Big Jim. Jim is, of course, the one that you recognize.
Ham Radio Concepts.
So Jim is also, with his many years of broadcasting, Jim is also on 5.085 on Sunday nights. Don't pay attention to the clock on my IC-7300 here. It's never right, because I never said it. But it's 9:26 p.m. right now, and I have to tell you, I feel, when I listen to this, it's I don't know. It's like nostalgic. Shortwave radio. Excuse me. There are a lot of people who have put away shortwave radio and forgot about it. And people that were around before I was even thought of were in shortwave. And you may want to check out, if you want to see a video of something that shows where this is coming from, look in the description. I put a link of the shortwave radio tour that Jim actually got us of the WRMI in Okeechobee. And we went through that place and we checked out all the transmitters and antennas. It's really cool stuff. And that's exactly what's happening out there, or what this is, broadcasting is a shortwave station like that. So I just, listening to Christmas music in December, you got the Jim Edwards show, and it's really, I don't know. I stopped what I was doing on the desk and sat back and just listened. And he's been doing this for a little while, but I keep missing it on Sunday nights. And here I am. I stumbled upon it. I said, I got to listen this night. But there's something about a nostalgia of listening to it on a radio. Yes, this is a 7300 with a SDR receiver in it, but I really want to get an old shortwave radio and put it on the coffee table and turn off everything in my house that has anything to do with new age technology and just listen with the wife. That's really what I would want to do. And I might do that. So just a fun fact, and I don't even know what to title this video, but check out the show on 5.085 and listen in. And let me know what you think about it. Leave the comments. Are you aware of the station? Have you listened before? Do you listen every Sunday? Check it out, 5.085. And listen to Jim. He's amazing.
Maybe you can put them on your Christmas stocking, or maybe you can set them on top of your Christmas tree as the ornament. I don't know how you do this, but anyway, send them to us, please, at email at WTWW.us. That's email at WTWW.us. And we're going to have a judging right before Christmas Day. We will look at all of these that we post on our website, and then we'll make a judgment, and we're going to have some really, really nice prizes. So please join in with us. I promise Santa's going to bring you some goodies if you'll just be kind enough to send us a picture and enter in our fun Christmas contest. Once again, take a picture of your shortwave radio, take it in a Christmas or a holiday setting, and send it to us at email at WTWW.us. This is Susan Boyle. Remember her? She won the British version of America's Got Talent.
So one thing about Jim, a friend of mine, lives near me, and one thing about Jim is he has a story. He has so many stories. It's just amazing. Every time I talk to him, I've learned two things already watching or listening to his shortwave station here tonight. I guess he wasn't a good dancer when he was a kid. But he's always got a story, Jim. So he's a man of many stories, and will keep you entertained. If I could have a radio show just talking with Jim, it would probably be more entertaining than any radio show you've ever heard, because he's got a story and a lesson learned from everything. It's just amazing. The next question would probably be, what do you need to receive a shortwave radio station? Well, let me tell you what I'm using. Really, shortwave is not that detrimental when it comes to listening. I mean, if you got a long piece of wire, throw it out the window. It's going to work. I'm using right now I'm connected to my high gain AV680. Recently I had the MFJ Octopus up, but I took that back down for a while, or at least for the next couple weeks. And my antenna is nowhere near resonant 60 meters. This is about where 60 meters is. 60 meters is 5.365, I think, somewhere in there. So roughly in the shortwave portion, not in the ham portion. So my antenna is receiving it just fine. You can see I have an S9. And in fact, if I turn the knob, let's find another one. Oh, that's, I think that's harp. That's not even radio.
Zechariah 5 and verse 9.
That's S9 plus right there.
I thank you, you are the God of all gods.
There's some religious programming. That's 5.9 plus 10. I don't have an antenna that's resonant on those frequencies. It's just working.
this. My Bible also tells me that there is a first.
That might be a pirate station, I think, because they're way overmodulated. And some of the content that was on there before really didn't fit on shortwave, I gotta say. Look how wide that is. Yeah, I that's got to be pirate. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see what's on the dial. So there are many more people on YouTube that'll tell you a lot more about shortwave than I will. But I can tell you I know where shortwave resides, anywhere from the top end of the AM broadcast band from like 1.7 megahertz all the way up through 30. It just depends on the transmitter, the location, the station, and such. And if you look here, if you don't have a shortwave radio or you don't have an HF radio that will receive shortwave, you can get a plethora of either authentic old Hailcrafters or a Grundig, a newer one, or a Texan from China or wherever, Kato. There's a lot of manufacturers of shortwave radios. National was, I think, another big brand back in the day. And these will receive the shortwave frequencies in between the HF bands. So I know where we're on 40, I'm plagued with shortwave starting at 7.200, and it goes up. It usually comes in 5.9 plus, sometimes 60 over 9, and it just booms in on my vertical, and there's no way of stopping that. I mean, it's just going to happen. So you try to find the spaces in between the frequencies of where they're broadcasting to transmit on 40 meters and receive, or you'll get blanked out by the shortwave. So you can see a lot of shortwave receivers, and in fact, I saw one on this picture here, and I was amazed. Now I can't find it. Let's see. It was right here. Look at this. I had, back in the day, a Blaupunkt tape deck in my car. And I thought that was the coolest thing in 1998. But look at this. This thing goes way back. I didn't realize they made shortwave, or sometimes they're called world receivers or low band receivers, different things. You can see here, though, this was from way back in the day. And that'd be cool to have something like that and have it on the table and listen to. Wow, that's going for $325. That's an antique. That'd be cool to have that on the table and listen to it. But the 7300 definitely really sounds good on shortwave. So if you're interested, think about this. There are many places in the world that they don't have internet, and they don't have terrestrial FM broadcasting your local talk show or whatever. This is their only means of listening to radio, is shortwave. And this is what they listen to. And there's religious for those who want to listen to that. There's political. There is music like you hear with the Jim Edwards show for Christmas. And then I guess after Christmas, they'll go back to regular rock and roll programming. But the genre for Christmas, they're playing that now. And there's even on Tuesday nights on this frequency, there is the QSO radio show. And it's a whole bunch of ham radio operators and topics on ham radio on 5.085. So I'm dying to check that out. That's on Tuesdays, I believe, at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, I believe. Check that out, 5.085. And I hope I got the time right. And that's all about ham radio. So there's a lot of different programming on shortwave radio. And you may say, well, that's just too old-fashioned for me. That's fine. But I'd love to hear from the people that used to use radios like this and huddle around the table and listen to their Friday night radio showgram on the shortwave bands. You know, that just, I like the nostalgia factor for sure.
It's the Sis and Two Brothers. It's the band Perry at WTWE. So if you will let me indulge myself, let me play the Beach Boys for you.
Anyways, guys, I figured I would bring that just to your attention as I sat here and listened to it and remembered to tune in. And figured I'd, it's I don't know. I just, listening to shortwave is just, to me, cool. I guess the people that did that half their life, it's no big deal, but for me, it's cool. And maybe you're a newcomer to the hobby. Maybe you just got into radio. Maybe this is something that you'll find interesting too. and it shouldn't be that hard to set it up. If radios nowadays, they don't have to be this big 7300. Remember, you can get a shortwave radio on Amazon for $50, $60 from China or wherever. That may pick this up. Will it sound as good as the 7300 is a different story, but you don't have to have a radio like this to hear it. But I encourage you to at least check out the video on the shortwave tour that Jim got us that we went through, WRMI. That's on my channel. Link is in the description. And I found myself watching that video several times over the last few months. Every time someone responds or comments on it, I got to sit there and watch it again. It's just cool. And let me know your experience about shortwave and your signal report on this thing. Listen next Sunday and let me know what the signal strength is at your QTH. 7-3 from KJ4YZI. Merry Christmas, season's greetings, and happy holidays. Thank you very much, Jim, for your awesome talent on my intros and for keeping me glued to this radio on this desk tonight, this Sunday evening. 7-3, all.
This has been another exciting video. Like us on Facebook and visit HamRadioConcepts.com.